Hi guys, welcome back to my virtual Salt and Soul studio. Today we will go through a 30-minute power vinyasa. My name's Alexa and I'll be guiding you through this flow today. We will get started in sitting with a brief meditation before we get moving. So if you're with me, you can just cross those legs and find a comfortable position. You can slowly roll those shoulders down and away from your ears. You can have your hands on your knees with palms facing up to receive or down to ground. Let those eyes fall shut and slowly find your natural breath here. We'll take one full inhale through the nose, filling up. Exhale through the mouth, let it all go. One more, just like that. In through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, sigh it out. Finding our Ujjayi pranayama or victorious breath, we'll just find slow and controlled breaths in and out through the nose here, like you're fogging up a mirror in the bathroom with those exhales. Oftentimes in the new year, we want to reinvent ourselves, but today I challenge you just to reset and return to yourself. Take one more breath here, and then you can slowly start to wiggle those fingers, open your eyes, and we'll get moving a little bit with our body here. You can flip over into a tabletop position on hands and knees, and we'll go through some cat-cows here. So on your next inhale, drop your belly, gaze goes high for a cow. Exhale, round the spine, look between your thighs for a cat. Inhale into your cow. And exhale into your cat. You can continue through a few of these, matching your movement with your breath. No rush here, take your time. Find one more full round wherever you are. And then we'll meet back in a neutral spine, tabletop position. Inhale, kick that right leg out to the side, toes pointing forward, and then rise up into kneeling. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, reach that right arm down to that right thigh, shin, leg, left arm is reaching over. Finding one more full breath in your gate pose. And then returning back to center. You can drop your hands back down to the mat, kick that right leg out to the side, and then back behind you. Lift your left arm straight in front, flex the toes for balancing table. Crunch that left elbow to your right knee, and then kick it back out. Hold here for one more breath, neutral spine, and then release, bringing everything back down to the mat. Feel free to take a cat-cow here, rinse out the spine. We'll repeat on the opposite, so kick that left leg out to the side, come up into kneeling, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, drop your left hand down to the left leg, right arm reaches over for gate pose. Holding here for 3 breaths. And then slowly rising back up to center. You can drop those hands under your shoulders, kick the left leg out and then behind. Right arm reaches forward for balancing table. And then we'll crunch that right elbow to the left knee, arch your spine. And then kick it back out. Hold here for one more full breath. And then release everything back down to the mat. Again, option to take a cat-cow here. And then you can send those knees wide, feet come to touch. We'll take an extended child's pose. So resting that forehead down on your mat. Elbows are lifted up. Maybe you can walk your hands out a little bit further here. Inhale, bring your right arm high, and then thread it over to the left side of your mat. Right ear is down, left arm is at the top of your mat. Last breath here. And then coming back to center, we'll switch it. So reach your left arm high. Exhale, thread it over to the right side. Now we have that left ear on the mat and right arm is reaching to the top. One more breath here. And then returning to center for one more breath in your child's pose. You can slowly roll up into a tabletop position. And then we'll tuck those toes and make our way to downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out the feet, or you can come high on the toes and then try to drive your heels down into the mat. Whatever stretches feel good here. We'll try actively pressing our chest and sternum back toward the thighs. Tippy toe walk to the top of your mat to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the mat, gentle bend in the knees. Inhale, we'll slowly roll up into standing, arms come overhead. Bring them down through heart center and out by your side for Tadasana. On your next inhale, reach those arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step the right foot, then the left back, high plank. Shift forward, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, then the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, back down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, this time we'll step our left to then the right back, high plank. Shift forward 1 inch, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, then the right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right, then the left back, high plank. Take your vinyasa. You can always modify this coming down to the knees. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. We'll try hopping forward, so look between your hands, bend your knees, and hop to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead, last one. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step your left foot, then the right back, high plank. Take your vinyasa and meet me in a downward facing dog. You can always skip it and just press back to down dog. We'll hop forward one more time to meet those hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we'll try hopping back to our chaturanga, so bend your knees and see if you can shoot those legs back to a high plank. Shift forward, take your vinyasa, and we'll meet in one more downward facing dog here. Nice job with those. Take a couple deep breaths in your downward facing dog here. Inhale, step your right foot forward and we'll rise up warrior two. Back foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. Arms are teed out and we'll have our gaze over that front middle finger. Holding here for 3 full breaths. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, straighten out that front right leg, reach forward with that right arm, and then down to the shin, the thigh, a block. And that left arm is reaching up toward the ceiling. Holding for one more breath in this triangle pose. And then bending that front knee back into warrior two. Cartwheel the hands to the mat, step it back, and take whatever vinyasa feels good in your practice, meeting me in a downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward, repeating on this side, coming into warrior two. Gaze is over that front left middle finger. Back foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. Take one more breath here. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reaching your right hand for your back thigh. Left arm reaches for the back wall. Back to warrior two, and then we'll straighten that front left leg, reaching forward with the left arm, down to the leg. Right arm reaches high and gazes up toward that right thumb. Take one more breath for your triangle pose here. And then we'll come back into a warrior two, bending that front knee again. Cartwheel those hands to the mat, step it back, take your vinyasa, and meet me in a downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, rise up warrior two. And then we'll reverse that warrior. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, back to warrior two. We'll drop that right forearm to the right thigh, left arm reaches high for side angle. Option to stay here, or if you want, you can drop that right arm to the inside of the right foot down to the mat. Left arm will reach up toward the top of the room, or you can reach behind with the left arm and under the leg with the right, taking the bind on this side. Holding here for one more breath, and then meeting me back in a warrior two. Cartwheel those hands to the mat, step it back, and flow it through, taking whatever variation you need, and meeting in a downward facing dog. Left leg steps forward, rise up for warrior two on this side. Inhale, reverse your warrior, holding here for 3, 2, 1, back to warrior two. Drop your left forearm to your left thigh, right arm reaches high, side angle. Again, option to stay here, or you can drop your left hand to the inside of the left foot down to the mat. Right arm reaches straight up overhead, and then we can stay here, or reach behind with the right arm and under the thigh with the left, taking the bind here and holding for 3 breaths. Releasing the arms and making your way back to warrior two. Cartwheel those hands to the mat, step it back, take a vinyasa, and meet in a downward facing dog. No rush, take your time. Shift your weight forward into a high plank. And then we'll drop that left knee to the mat, swivel around, reaching that right arm overhead into a modified side plank. Thread that right arm under, and then back up to the ceiling. Option to stay here, or you can see if you can lift that top right leg, reaching that right arm overhead, or you can see if you can stack those feet into a side plank, holding for 3, 2, 1. Slowly make your way back into a high plank and hold here again for 3, 2, 1. Drop your right knee down to the mat this time. Right hand stays down, left arm reaches high. And then you can thread that left arm under the other, reach back up toward the ceiling. Gazes up toward that left thumb. And then option to lift that top leg or stack the feet into a side plank, reaching that arm overhead. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Come on back into a high plank. And then drop down to the knees and then all the way down so you're lying on your belly. Feel free to just take a few breaths here. Option to pause this, grab a drink, take a little break, Nice job with that so far. We're about halfway through. We'll meet back lying on our bellies, and then when you're ready, you can tee out the arms, gazes to the left, bend your left knee, and then cross it over to the right side of your mat for a scorpion stretch. Last breath here. And then come back to center. Drop that knee. Switch your gaze so we're looking over to the right. Bend your right knee, and then cross that leg over to the left side of your mat. Taking the twist on this side for 3 breaths. You can slowly come back to center with me. You can place your hands under your shoulders and then press yourself all the way up. We'll meet in a kneeling position. So bending your knees and coming to sit on your feet. You can place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. We'll return to our breath here for a moment. Just finding your inhales and exhales. Intentionally breathing a little bit deeper, a little bit slower. And just reminding yourself that you're grateful to be moving in your body today. You can release those hands and we'll rock up onto our knees so that we're in a full kneeling position. We'll go through a few camels here. So you can tuck those toes behind you, and then on an inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, drop your right hand to your lower back or glute area, and then reach back with the left. Stay here, or you can reach for that right ankle with the right hand, thumb facing out. Taking this back bend here for 3, 2, 1. Slowly rolling back up. Take a breath or two here, shake it out in between. We'll repeat on the opposite side. So on your next breath, we'll inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, drop your left hand to that lower back or glute. Reach back with the right, and then you can keep that left hand on the hip or drop it down to the ankle. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming back up to center. Shake it out. Take one more breath here, and then we'll take a full camel for the last one. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, drop both hands to your lower back. Press your hips forward, and then slowly reach your hands down for the ankles. Thumbs are on the outside, and let your chin and neck just hang back in this back bend. For 3, 2, 1. Slowly roll back up into sitting. And then you can send your knees wide, feet come to touch, and walk those hands out for child's pose. Letting your forehead rest down on your mat. You can make your way back into a tabletop position. And then whenever you're ready, we'll tuck those toes and meet back in a downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out the feet again here, noticing how this may feel different than when we first started our practice today. On your next inhale, bring your right leg high to the sky, 3-legged dog. Tap your right knee to your right tricep, and then kick it back out. This time, knee comes into nose, round your spine for cheetah pose. Kick it back out, 3-legged dog. Step that right leg over to the left side of your mat and flip your belly over so it's facing up, taking a wild thing here for 3 breaths. And then coming back into a 3-legged dog, kicking that right leg out one more time. We'll cross that right leg over to the left side of the mat, threading it through, and then bringing that left arm high, gazes up toward that left thumb for fallen triangle. Last breath here, and then drop that hand back, kick the leg out one more time, step your right foot forward, and we'll rise up for warrior 2. Bending into that front knee, arms are out long, and then we'll pivot that front foot so you're facing the left side of your room. Interlace the hands behind the back, and then take a wide leg fold, tossing those arms overhead, squeezing those shoulder blades together, and then you can release those hands down to the mat, walking your hands back behind your feet, as you stretch yourself a little bit deeper here for one more breath. From here, bend all your weight into your left knee. See if you can flex that right foot so the toes point up and find a skandasana here. And then we'll shift everything back into a warrior two one more time. Reverse that warrior and exhale, cartwheel those hands to the mat, step it back and take your flow. Can always modify coming down to the knees or skipping the vinyasa and meeting back in this downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes high. Tap your left knee to your left tricep and then kick it back out. Knee comes into nose for cheetah and then kick it back out. We'll step that left leg over to the right side, flip over so your belly's facing up. Taking a wild thing on this side for 3, 2, 1. Drop that left hand back to the mat. Left leg comes back to three-leg dog. And then we'll cross that left leg, threading it over to the right side of the mat. Left hand down, right arm high, fallen triangle. Drop your right hand back to the mat. Left leg comes back to three-legged dog. And then step it forward, rise up warrior two on this side. Turn your left foot so it's parallel with your opposite foot. And then we'll actually bring both heels in, toes facing out, cactus the arms, and then drop down into goddess pose. Holding here for one more breath. And then exhale, we'll take a forward fold on this side. You can walk your feet out a little bit wider if you need to, whatever feels good. And then when you're ready, we'll bend all of our weight into that right knee. Left toes come up, taking a skandasana here for 3, 2, 1. Shift all of your weight into your left knee now and find warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel those hands to the mat, step it back and flow it through. We'll meet back in a downward facing dog. Take your time, no rush. Tippy toe walk to the top of your mat to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms come up overhead. Bring them down through heart center, and then out by your side for Tadasana. Nice job with the power flow. We'll move into some standing balance here. I'll cue these mirroring you so you can follow along a little bit easier here. We'll start off by rooting down through all four corners of that right foot here. So whenever you're ready, you can bring that left foot to the inside of the right leg, whether it be along the thigh, the shin, the ankle, just avoiding the knee. Hands come to prayer. And then when you feel steady, you can grow those branches, bringing those arms up overhead and opening up the arms. Finding something that's not moving to focus on for 3, 2, 1. Bring those arms so your elbows are hugging your ears. Bring that left knee and foot straight out in front of you. And then send that left leg long behind, reaching the arms forward and hinging at the hips for warrior 3. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. And then slowly coming back up to center. We'll cross that left foot over the right knee and then drop down into a figure 4 chair. Holding here for one more breath if you're still with me. And then slowly releasing that left leg, shake it out. And then we'll repeat on the opposite side here. So this time rooting down through all four corners of the left leg. Bringing that right foot to the inside of the left thigh, ankle, shin. Hands come into prayer. And then when you feel steady, grow those branches up overhead for your tree pose. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Elbows come into the ears. Extend that right leg out in front of you. And then send that right leg long behind you, extending the knee, reaching forward with both arms. For 3, 2, 1. And then slowly come back to center, send that right leg forward again, and then we'll cross the right foot over the left knee and sit back into this figure 4 chair here. One more breath. And then make your way back up into standing. Release that right leg and shake it out. Nice job with those. From here, we'll start to cool it down so you can make your way into a sitting position. And then we'll send both knees wide, feet come into touch. You can take a butterfly here. So on your next breath, you can inhale and then exhale, slowly fold forward using your hands on your feet, pulling yourself down. Elbows can be pressing on your knees to open them up a little bit wider here. Hold here for one more breath. And then slowly rise back up into sitting. We'll send both legs out long in front of us for Western forward fold. So keeping a gentle bend in the knees, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, reach down for the toes, the ankles, the shins, whatever's accessible for you. Can always bend the knees up a little bit more and try to lay your chest down on your thighs. Roll back up into a sitting position, and then you can make your way all the way to laying on your back. Bend your right knee up to your chest, and then cross it over to the left side of the mat. Can tee out that right arm, gazes out toward that right hand, taking this twist on your back for 3 breaths. Slowly make your way back to center, release the right leg and switch it. Hug your left knee into the chest, and then cross it over to the right side of the mat. Left arm is out long and gazes out to the left hand this time. Make your way back to center, and then you can hug both knees into your chest for a moment here. Driving that low back down into the mat. And then we'll send those knees wide, reaching between for the outside edges of the feet. Can play around with bending and extending the legs here. Can always slowly rock side to side. Whatever feels good in this happy baby as we take our final stretches before we just take up space on our mat for a moment in our Shavasana. You can slowly release those legs, sending those feet and ankle out long. Arms come out beside you. And just slowly releasing everything for your day. Nothing to do but lay here for a moment. Can start to wiggle those fingers and toes, bringing some movement back to the body. And then when you're ready, we'll make our way back into a sitting position for a final breath together here. Can bring those hands to heart center, can keep your eyes closed. We'll inhale through the nose, all the good, everything you're grateful for. Exhale through the mouth, anything negative, stressing you out. Let that shit go. The light in me sees and honors the same in you. We'll bow to seal our practice. Thanks so much for flowing with me today. Make sure you're subscribed for the next one. Bye, guys.